Morning all. As you can see, there's a lot going on in on my desk. I've got a lot of ink pads, I've got a lot of there's embossing folders, dies, stamps, ink, more ink, paint brushes, water, card base, embossing powder, these little doodads for your well, you'll see in a minute. And what I wanted to do was I'm going to do another Halloween card, and so I've prepped a little bit and I've die cut some of these. Well, this one I just hand cut, but some of these guys I've just die cut and stamped beforehand. And the stamp and die set that I'm using is Spooky Fun, and it coordinates with Halloween Scenes Edgelits. It's a really good combo, and there is a what do you call it, a bundle and save in the holiday catalogue, so it's worth getting the two together, and they do coordinate really nicely together. So like I said, I've got an embossing folder. This is Lucky Stars. This is in our normal annual catalogue, and I think I'm just going to clear this and then start working on it for you. And we're going to do another sort of moody, I kind of wanted it a bit more moody than yesterday's background, so I'm going to see what I can do with the colours that I've got here. So just so you know quickly, although all the details will be below, I've got some Pumpkin Pie, Dapper Denim, Rich Razzleberry. I do have some Old Olive, but that's not for the background, that's for we're going to colour these little images in as well. And I have got some Distress Black Soot, just because I don't have a black ink, watercoloured ink other than that one, so I'm going to use that. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm just going to move some of this out the way, and I have all my little sponge daubers, whatever you want to call them, in these little, I think these are bead bags. I can't remember if I've told you this before. And all I do is as I use them, I will label the little bag and put one in, put the, you know, the coordinating sponge into that bag so that it stores easy. The ink doesn't go everywhere. You can stick them on the back with a bit of Velcro. I guess you could do the same with these guys. There's a bit of a lip on our ink pads. So for example, these I've used those ones. This one's brand new, so that's what's going on there. And I'm going to have to probably change them out because I've only got two of these guys, but that's okay. Right, I'm just trying to make some space and get these off there. I'm also going to bring in a heat-proof, waterproof, whatever you want to call it, mat. This is also a Tim Holtz Ranger mat. It's lovely, it's worth getting. Like yesterday, there's a textured side to this cardstock and a smooth side. I'm going to use the smooth side and see how well I go. And I think I'm going to start from the bottom, I think. Using that one for that. So the colours I'm using are Dapper Denim, Rich Razzleberry, and Black Soot in the Distress. So I'm going to start at the bottom, which I think is going to be my Razzleberry. So I'll just get these guys ready. Really easy. Oh, get on there. So that's that guy. And oh, Dapper Denim. Denim. Haven't actually used yet, so he's nice and clean anyway. So just going to make some space. I'll do the Black Soot last, just because it's quite intense. So if I start down here, I'm just going to go off from the mat onto the cardstock. I'm not worrying about whether, you know, what it looks like. I just want to get lots and lots of colour on here. Right, so that's that going. So let's get that done. Oh yeah. And the other thing is just be sure to overlap where the line of the previous colour is, just overlap them. So you get nice blending going on. So pretty. That's that one. And then I'm just going to come in at the top with, just get rid of that, with my black soot. This is a really, really easy easy way to get tons of colour on. And yes, this is a different ink. It's still water-based. Distress inks are known for reacting really, really well. They're made to react with water. So you'll see there'll probably be a bit of a difference in the way that they react, or that part of it reacts. So I think I might go back with a bit more Dapper. Now you could do this another way. I've essentially got lines across here. You could do it at an angle and just get a different look. That'll do. I did want it kind of moody. Or should we do a bit more down here? Yeah, it's a bit better. You'll know when you're playing around with them, you know how much colour you want, how much, you know, all that fun stuff. Right. So now what I'm going to do, just get some of it out the way. I'm going to take just ordinary water. Oh no, I was going to do something else. I was going to try something else. Let's see if I can do it. I'm just going to go with this. Right. Ordinary water, just spritz it. And it doesn't matter if you get bigger blotches, it don't matter. So just leave them like that. Because this is watercolour paper as well, it will, what's the word, it will be able to handle the water. But if I did that, you see how it just lifts some of that colour off. Right, let me just clean this. And that is as easy as that was going to get, or as difficult as that was going to get. Right, so next thing I'm just going to, I should dry do it, but while that's having a little air dry, I'll just leave that to one side. But can you see, I should show you this, sorry. You see the cool effect that you get when you add spritzes of water. Just the neatest thing. So what I have here is I have all these little pieces, if I can get it. have all these little guys. A moon. Yes, I'm going to use this for something. What I want to do with this is I actually want to extend the bottom piece of this. This is one of the edgelets, but I want to extend that piece because of what I'm going to do with the fence. So I'm just going to stick this. Is that the right length? Yeah, it's alright, we'll use this one. Let's see, I've got some really skinny tape here. Just going to put some tape on here. Actually, can you see what I'm doing? Probably not. And you'd be surprised the mess that my room is in now. This is just a scrap piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to stick this to the edge here. Like that, so basically I've got extra depth there. And then trim that bit off. It's not straight at all. I'm not worried about this bit at this stage. In fact, I'll just lob that bit off for now. But when I put the card together, you'll see that I actually needed a bit more. I didn't want the fence sitting straight on top of the tree like that. I wanted a little bit further forward. You'll see why in a bit. That's if it works, of course. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour these little guys in. With the moon, I used Daffodil Delight. Cardstock, and just stamped him on there and then just cut him out because it's just there's no dye for that, but it's just a straightforward cut. I'm going to take inky. Take some Pumpkin Pie ink, and I'm just going to edge the moon because I didn't want him to look kind of too yellow. Do you know what I mean? I wanted him like he looks, I don't know what's a he, but so it just looks a little bit more, do you see? Just gives it a bit of depth. That's the word. So, that out of the way. Fix that later. Right, so let's see. So that's my moon done. So all I'm going to do now, and I think I'll just quickly do this off camera just so that, well, I'll do one and then you can see what I'm doing. I'll do the, if you want some ink on your pad like that, just squeeze it. And then I'm going to have a little bit of water. Just watching the time on there. Where can I put this? Water. I'll just use my desk. That'll do. Just going to get a bit of water on some of the ink. I'm just going to colour her face and her hands. Green, because you know she's a witch. I might do a bit of green down there. Right, let's see. I prepared this bit so well, didn't I? No. Okay, then I want some rich Razzleberry. I think I'm going to do her outfit in some rich Razzleberry. No, do you? A little hat and an outfit. What else? Hold on one second, let me just organise myself. So, I'm just going to take a little bit, this is just black soot again. And I'm just going to go in on her shoes. And her hair. I know the broom's not normally this colour, but I'll show you what I'll do to that in a minute. The gravestones I'm just going to do so that in black as well, just so that they're sort of a lighter shade. So I'm not re-inking the brush, so it'll get that sort of, it'll get lighter and lighter. So it's just like a grey rather than full on black. Just so there's a little bit of something there. A little bat. He needs to be black. And you could easily colour these in before you actually die cut them. It's probably easier that way actually, but I wanted to show you guys what I was doing, so that's why I chose to do this. So I'm going to take some, this is Pumpkin Pie, can you see that? Oh yeah, Pumpkin Pie, my little pumpkins, very basic colouring, or painting, whatever you want to call it. And this cardstock is just what is this? This is just very vanilla. Thought I'd go for something a little different today. So I've just added a bit of the pumpkin pie mixed with the black soot just to try and make that little look a bit brown. Right, so that is that. That's the sum total of painting that we're going to do. So I'll just get rid of this. And this is not quite dry. So what I want to do next, before I start putting it together, is I want to use the Lucky Stars embossing folder and emboss that as well, so that it looks like we've got little stars in the background. So I'm just going to dry it off, and I'll do that quickly off camera, and then I'll be back. Right, so before I do this bit, let me just show you. I've dried it off with my heat tool, and I've embossed it. So can you see there's just a subtle hint of stars in the background? I think it just adds another layer to it, but a bit more dimension. So I've got an 11" by 4¼ card, my standard card for me. And it's a standard A2 card in America. Just scored it at 5.5. And this is actually going to be a top folding card, so we're going to do it this way. Usually I will go this side. Usually I'll go landscape because the fold on the side just helps to stabilise the card, but I think we should be okay. I hope. I always worry that my cards are going to fall over or something, which is also why I use a ton of adhesive. Right, so I'm going to put this to one side. We're going to work on the actual card. So I don't necessarily want this too far down. Let's see where I'm going to have my... I need to kind of visualise this bit. Can you see what I'm... oh yeah, can you see what I'm doing? I want a little bit of dimension there. So if I just trim... well, in fact, if I just stick... this is just red tape, but if you use our tear and tape, I think it's called, you should be good. Oh, right, so that's going to determine the depth that I'm going. Hopefully I can get it on there somewhat straight. So let's just mark where this is, just so I've got an idea. Oh, I need to mark it quite like that. Right. Oh, sorry, I'm doing a bit of waffling here. All I'm doing is I'm using the thickness of the tape to determine how far up I've gone, and that should be enough space for this guy. So I just want it about there. Making sure I get him somewhat straight. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim the excess off the back. Oh. Like that. There's a little bit on the side here. There we go. So now I've got my first layer, and the tree's not stuck down, but that's cool. So now I want to work on this guy, and right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up some of these guys and see where I'm going to put them. So I think these guys are going to go there. I'm just going to get some really, I've got some dinky foam squares. I'm just going to raise the back bit of these guys, just because there's a bit of depth at the card here. And you don't want it to sort of get all it'll bend backwards, if you know what I mean. So this is just to try and level it out a bit. Oh, if I can get these off. That would be useful. Come on. Right. I'm working from the back to the front of the card. I'm going to put them there. So there's your first bit of dimension to see. Right, these guys are flying and all that, so let's work on these. So I think I should be good to put this guy on. Choose these ones again. I should be able to get enough on here. Basically, I'm just creating a little scene. Let's see, before you take the tape off, just check whether you're happy. Yeah, there's enough depth there. Now let's see if I can actually cut these guys in half, because I need a really weeny bit on the edges, just because otherwise they are gonna flop around. My mum does decoupage, so she knows all too well how to get these teeny tiny little things. She's brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. She makes some beautiful cards. Right. Sorry about that. It's taking its time. Well, I'm taking my time. Good. I'm just lining this up with the edge of the card. So just lift it up. Can you see that there's a bit of dimension? There's dimension behind the fence. This looks like it's behind the fence, which it is behind the fence, but and then you've got the tree in the background. I'm just wondering whether these should have been a bit more, like they're sitting at the wrong angle almost. They're not really, but maybe I should have. See if I can get them off. Just want them to sit a little more like that. That's better. They were just hiding too much. Right, so before I finish the put the pumpkins on, in the stamp set, and I haven't done my sentiment or anything, in the stamp set though, there are little faces for the lanterns, so I'm going to put them on. Little jack-o'-lanterns. And in fact, I'm going to try and do them all in one go. See if I can do that. Right, so you've got this weeny little guy. This there, then you can go on that one. I don't think that's going to work. Right, let's just stamp them on as we go. So I've got this little guy. That face. So cute. So cute. And this guy can go on the big. Put him on. Oh, maybe he was supposed to go on there. Oh, maybe. Never mind. Still cute. And then this guy. So there's three little faces. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love Halloween. Anybody who knows me knows I love Halloween. Yeah, I'll fix that later. So I've got my little jack-o'-lanterns. And I think I'm just going to stick them flat here, because there's a lot of dimension already. So I think that's what I'm going to do then. So I'm just going to run some tape along the back here. Just going to stick them on the front here. Right, so it's coming along nicely, really nicely. Right, so I'm thinking, well, maybe not. Like a sticker up here. I don't know if I want the bat. I need the bat. He can be flying by the tree, maybe. Right, so let's get this. Moon. There. Oh, there they go. Let's get some more dimension. One of these fit in there. Yeah. Dog's downstairs doing his little tappy tappy thing, as you do. Have her like that. Witchy, witchy, witchy. Right, where should I put the bat? I kind of need more than one bat though, don't I? Let's just have him about there. Right, so before I carry on, I'm going to use some Wink Stella. No, actually, I'm going to stick into the card base first. Ha! Oh no, sentiment. Oh, look at that. Right, so let's do the sentiment quickly. So do trick or treat on this one. Have some spooky fun. Where's it gonna go? Go with have some spooky fun. Right, so I've got a piece of basic black. Got my Versamark and a little stamp. My Versamark's kind of dry, so I'm just gonna dump this there. White embossing powder. Oh, and I didn't do the thing that I normally do, which is to use my anti-static tool. Yeah, it's Halloween. It's not going to matter, is it? I'm just going to heat set this. Won't be a second. So there you go, and I heated it from behind so that it has a smoother look. So if you've got something that's got a lot of detail on it, or a you know, a stamp that's really tiny writing like this one, if you do it as a, if you heat set it from behind, it gives a smoother look and it stops the powder from flying everywhere. Right, let's see. Just make this a little more interesting. Little banner type thing. Might might just have it across there. That looks good to me. I'm going to roll with these, I may as well use them. Oh. Let's just see about there. Right. So now it's just a case of sticking this on the front of your card. I'm going to use more dimension. Oh no, should I? Is it going to fit in the envelope? No, I think I'm going to stick this one straight down. Right. Ooh. Oh. Oh, what's going on here? Right, I have put lots of adhesive on there. And I'm just going to place it on the card base. Like so. That's not going to work for this one just because so much dimension on it. Oh, there you go. I forgot to say in the previous video that when you're using a dark colour cardstock, for the inside of your card, what you could do is just cut a piece of, so in this case it would be 4 by 5 1/4 of Very Vanilla. I would use Very Vanilla on this one because I've used it on the die cuts here, but you could use a white and just put that on the inside, or you could write in, because this is Halloween, you could write in a silver pen or a white pen on the inside instead. So yeah, there you go. Ta-da! Have a great day, guys. All the links will be below to the products I've used. If you are in the UK and you haven't got a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator yet, I would love to be your demo. So again, find all the links below. Thanks guys, bye!